Hi, my name is Andrew Darby, and this is the video portion of my classroom management communication presentation. So, to start with a few of my classroom expectations, when you enter the classroom, silently find your seat and get out anything you will need for that day of class. Make sure to come to class prepared. For example, assigned readings and homework is completed. Take notes if I am lecturing. Engage and participate with our class discussions. If you want to add to a discussion, make sure to raise your hand. Do not just blurt out your thoughts. You must be respectful to your peers. You must also maintain academic honesty and integrity. If you need help with something, do not hesitate to ask me or any of your peers. No cell phones during class. If you need to use the restroom during class, cross your fingers and raise your hand like this, and I will dismiss you to go to the restroom. When class is finished, clean up your area and pack up your stuff. When the bell rings, you are dismissed. Now, just a quick explanation of one of my classroom rules. In classroom discussions, it is okay to disagree with one of your peers' opinions, but you must be respectful to their opinions. Debating these opinions is encouraged. However, it needs to stay respectful and only pertain to content matter. So, kind of going off of this, like class discussions is a great way to build critical thinking, and how to use evidence to create an argument. However, in these classroom discussions, if you do disagree with someone, you need to make sure you have the evidence to back it up, and you need to be respectful of that other student. It's okay to disagree with each other, but it's not okay to just have a flat out argument. You need to bring evidence to why you are making an argument. Also, you need to let that person have a chance to speak and say their side of the argument. It needs to be a fair argument where everyone is respectful. So, a consequence for failing to uphold this rule of being respectful during classroom discussions is failure to remain respectful during classroom discussions, debates can lead to a loss of participation and engagement points. So, each semester, students will get a certain amount of points for how much they were engaged in participating in discussions. But failing to remain respectful can actually lead to a loss of those points. So next will be a class. I'll go over a quick classroom procedure that students will be allowed to do and should be thinking about on the first day of school. So students are actually allowed to choose how they want to express what they have learned. This means that, say, for example, a student really struggles with multiple choice questions, but is really strong at short answer questions. They can actually choose which how they want their unit exam to be formatted. This doesn't mean that there's going to be, no multiple choice questions. There's going to be less, but it still pertains more to what their strengths are. Giving the students the opportunity to choose gives them ownership over their learning, and it gives them a fair chance to express what they've learned in the way that they want to do it. Up next is technology tools in the classroom and how to use them. So AI is a very helpful tool these days to use in terms of writing. It is very good at coaching students through the writing process while also being a great tool to check grammar. It can also help organize student thoughts. You can ask it a question. So, say you have a bunch of content that you've come up with, you've taken a bunch of notes, and you ask AI, "Hey, can you format this into an outline so it can prepare me for it to write a paper?" It can actually do that. But notice I say it's a tool. AI is nothing but a tool. You cannot use it to write the whole paper for you, because if you're doing that, you're not actually learning the content, and it's not fair to the other students. It's depriving you of your own learning and ultimately falls under academic dishonesty. So turning something in written by AI would count as a zero. Thank you.